You are listening to the best of the Classic Metal Show podcast. Catch the Classic Metal Show every Saturday from 9 p.m. till 3 a.m. Eastern Time over at www.theclassicmetalshow.com. The following podcast is sponsored by the Pennsylvania Coin-Operated Gaming Hall of Fame and Museum, located in Hopewell Township, Pennsylvania. Over 400 video games and pinball machines there for you to play. It's all vintage. It's all good. So come on out and play it over at the Pennsylvania Coin-Operated Gaming Hall of Fame and Museum, located in Pennsylvania. For more information on the Gaming Hall of Fame, go to www.coinophof.com. And now let's get to it on another edition of the best of the Classic Metal Show.
From the last great TNT release, My Religion, that is Tony Harnell on lead vocal with Invisible Noise. And kick it off the show tonight, we heard UFO with Rock Bottom. And this is Neeley rocking the bottom out of this thing. And my good friend Chris Aiken coming along for the ride. What's going on, Chris?
I'm back in Studio B.
Wow, it's nice to hear you again.
Now I sound good, right?
Yeah, you sound like a professional broadcaster.
Instead of Tin Can Chris that you got last week.
Well, you know what? I actually listened back to a few of the podcasts today from last week, and your audio actually was not that bad. It was just that other microphone that Ed was using that sounded bad or tinny.
Yeah. And then it sounded worse when Matt was talking.
Oh, yeah. Well,
for other reasons.
Yeah, your rambling boob friend.
But yeah, I'm back. I'm here in Studio B this week. Not sure where I'll be next week, but for now I'm here. So hi.
Hi. Glad to have you back, and hopefully you'll be here for the full show.
Well, unless somebody shows up and just fucking wrecks things, I would imagine I will be.
I thought you got divorced.
Well, yeah, but it didn't stop last week from happening, did it?
That's true. But there was a time where you actually had a roommate that interrupted the show on a few occasions.
Yes, we'll just call those the bad days.
Right. Exactly. So, yeah, I miss those days where we would be like hot and heavy into a topic, and all of a sudden there would be no Chris. You'd just be gone.
Yeah, I don't miss those days even a little bit. And I really don't miss that roommate.
Right.
Less than a little bit.
Yeah, it was a real challenge for me from time to time.
You should have said something to her and told her to shut the fuck up.
Well, you know what? I know she had a distaste for me. Again, to this day, I still don't understand it. But
you led me to all the bad that was me.
Yeah, but the funny thing is you and I have a mutual friend, and his wife has the same opinion of me.
Yeah, well, it's because you lead him to the bad too.
Really? Okay.
You're the influence of everything bad.
Yeah, sure I am.
If 2 weeks ago show didn't show that, nothing does.
Right, exactly. Exactly. Well, we are back on the Classic Metal Show. Tonight's going to be a great show. Every week is a great show, but it's going to be even better this week because we got a couple stellar guests coming up. We've got Andy Parker of UFO coming up, and our good friend Tony Harnell, formerly of TNT, is now the lead voice of Skid Row, and he has agreed to come on the show and field questions from the fans via the telephone or Twitter or whatever means in the chat room, perhaps. But anyway, Tony Harnell is going to be here on the show with us tonight. It's been a while since we had Tony on.
Yeah.
When was the last time we had him on?
Wow.
Was it the release?
Probably.
Was it the release of the Westworld or?
Maybe that live album in 2012.
I don't think we had him on for that.
13. I don't remember. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while, and I know that you've kept up with him, kept tabs on him, and trade a few things back and forth. I mean, it could have been when he released Cinematic.
Could have been. Yeah, I don't remember. It's been a while though.
Yeah, so it'll be nice to touch base with Tony again and have him on the show and find out what's up. I know that you had thrown the invite out to him back in January, and he's just like, yeah, let's just wait a couple months, wait till the spring, and I'll have something more to talk about. And well, here he is.
I wonder if he knew.
Yeah, well, we'll find out, won't we?
Well, we'll certainly ask. I'm not going to promise we'll find out, but we're certainly going to ask.
Yeah, sure. So anyway, that's what's happening tonight guest-wise.
Sure.
And so you guys and gals out there who are listening live, you're going to have an opportunity to call the Classic Metal Show studio line and be able to ask a question if you got something you want to ask Tony about.
Sure.
Now, he knows what a lion's den he's wandering into, and it doesn't seem to bother him. He's fearless.
Yeah, well, you saw his post on Facebook.
Yeah.
He said, point out, we pull no punches.
Yeah, that's true.
So he knows the show.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he listens. He's listened to our silliness. And, well, speaking of people who listen to our silliness.
Yeah.
Did you see that other email I sent to you?
I did. SEP. He's ready to go.
Yeah. Stephen Piercy chiming in this week with an email about our coverage of the Blots.
Yeah, well, he probably wants to go to a show. That's what he was asking you,
right.
where he could get tickets, right?
Sure. So I'm working it to where we're going to get Stephen on the show here within the next week or so.
That'll be good.
And find out what's going on with him. Of course, he's releasing singles of his new forthcoming release just called Smash.
Right.
And I guess the idea there is he's going to do it in the new modern way. Instead of releasing a full CD, he's just going to piecemeal the songs out until the full CD is out, and then release the disc.
Yeah, do you like that or no?
I do. I think that's a good way of keeping people's attention because once you get the whole disc in your hand, and maybe I can only talk for people like yourself and me because we get flooded with CDs.
Sure.
Well, if you get one or two singles and then another one is coming a month later, you're liable to kind of keep it fresh, keep it on top of, instead of just, well, I already listened to that. Now it's in the pile.
Okay. But here's the other side of that coin. If the first song you get is Fueler, do you listen to the second song?
Not necessarily, no.
Do you buy the second song? See, that's the risk.
Well, yeah, it is. It is a risk. It is a risk. But then you're only out 99 cents or $1.20 or whatever it is for a single download.
Maybe you don't go back. If they hate the first song, maybe they don't go back for the other 9.
Well, my point is if you're not happy with the first one and you are judging the entire CD by the first song, you're only out that $1.20 rather than the $12 download. Yeah.
But Steven will be out the $12.
Well, true, but you won't feel like, oh, damn it, I've spent $12 on a disc I hate.
Right. Steven better be damn good with these songs.
Well, I think he's working with Bo Hill.
Yeah, well, the song that I heard, the one that he did release, one or two.
He's got 2 songs out. He's got a third on the way. He's gonna email them over to me.
Yeah, I heard one. He released one on YouTube or something.
Right.
And it was good.
Yeah.
It was a really good song.
Yeah. So, I like the idea because I think it also makes some artists try harder.
Yeah. Probably.
And plus if you got the time to only work on one song at a time rather than being under the gun to release a whole disc by a certain date, say,
sure.
A lot of the bands that, we play here on the show, or the veteran bands that we play here on the show most of them are being signed, by Frontiers.
Right. Sure.
And, they do, they are a real record label and they do have a deadline, and, rather than just push for a deadline and hurry up and get something out.
Right.
I like the idea of releasing it one single at a time.
Well, we'll see. We're going to see if it works or not. I mean, Steven's probably the first major one in our genre that's doing this, isn't he?
I can't think of anybody else doing it. Well, Skid Row is kind of doing that in some regard. I mean, they're releasing EPs,
right,
rather than full 12, 14 song discs.
Mm-hmm.
And they got a third one on the slate, which is going to feature our good friend Tony Harnell on vocal.
Yeah, that'll be good. I can't wait for that.
So the first 2 discs of that EP. We want to call it EP collection.
The United World Rebellion collection.
Yeah, it's I think that's a smart way to go.
Yeah. I think so. And Down did it too. I mean, Down did the EPs as well.
Yeah, and look who's working with Down.
Yeah, amazing Snake.
Yeah, Snake. So
Snake.
Yeah, the Snake.
The Snake.
He's the founding member of Skid Row.
Yeah, the founding member, the Snake.
Right. So anyway, we'll talk to Tony a little bit about that tonight as well. And cool. I hope you guys and gals will have questions.
Yeah.
You know, not being a wise ass either, you know.
Yeah, well, I don't even care if they're wise ass. I do care that they don't call the second Tony gets on the phone.
Well, we will tell you when you can call. How's that?
And we're not going to answer the phone if you call before, you fucking idiots.
Right. So
wait your turn.
Yeah, everybody will get their question in.
Yeah, but we want to actually do a little interview stuff before you all start calling.
Right,
so.
Because it's been a while for us.
Yeah, we'd like to ask a few too, and since we set it up, go fuck yourselves and wait.
Exactly. It is our show after all.
That's right.
Yeah, we call the shots here, pal.
That's right.